Assistant Agent CPD. You need to know and be very clear what you need to do and by when. CPD in Assistant Agent has a CPD year, which means you need to do 3 units of the Certificate 4 course between March 23rd of every year and March 22nd. Make sure that 3 units are done each and every year. Now, it does become a little complicated in your first year. In your first year of having your certificate or your assistant agent, if you were granted your certificate in the first 3 months, that means you got it between March 23rd and the 22nd of June, that means you need to do the full 3 units of competency before the following March. If you you were granted your certificate within the middle 6 months, meaning the 23rd of June up until the 22nd of December, that means you need to do 1 unit of competency before that following March. And if you received your certificate of registration or your assistant agent certificate from New South Wales Fair Trading in the last 3 months, meaning from the 23rd of December up until the 22nd of March, you aren't required to do any units of competency in that first year. So it's only the first year that becomes a little bit complicated. Your obligation then is to do 3 units between years 1 to 2, 3 units between 2 to 3, and then 3 units between 3 to 4. However, your certificate was only granted for 4 years. So in the final year, years 3 to 4, you actually need to make sure that you're completing the remainder of the Certificate 4 course, however many units there are left, which can vary depending on if you had to do 1, 0, or 3 units in the first year. You have to do whatever is left. Otherwise, your certificate will expire. And we need to make sure your Certificate 4 is done and that you apply to get the Class 2 license before your certificate expires. So, what are your options now? You will always have the option, if you wanted to complete the full Certificate 4 in year 1. So it means the only caveat or the only important thing to recognise here is that you can't apply for your Class 2 licence until you've had your certificate for 1 year. But if you finish the course in between years 0 to year 1, you can certainly do it in that time and then apply for your Class 2 once that first year has been completed. You may also decide to pick the option where you complete the Certificate 4 course from the very start, but we only put you on a payment plan that you only need to complete 3 units each year and then the remainder afterwards if you so choose. Or you could even pick the individual clusters as well. So we have options for you if you just wanted to buy a course with just 3 units or just 1 unit if it was your first year and that's all you're required to complete. So there are your 3 options. Either complete them individually, you could buy the full course that's spaced out over 4 years for you, or you could do the full course earlier and certainly look to get your Class 2 well within the 4 years that you've had your certificate for. If you have any questions, because the system that we have isn't straightforward, but if you had any questions about your particular situation, feel free to give us a call at Think Real Estate because we'd gladly help you out.